I'd like to look back a little bit with you. Is there a thing or a series of things now that you know that you would have done differently with your mom?
Oh yeah. So one of my big passions now, that I've learned through all my work and through talking to people is the power of music to connect with people with even very severe dementia. On YouTube, there are lots of amazing videos. One's called Alive Inside, of people in that typical sort of advanced dementia state, head down, drooling maybe, completely seemingly lost to the world, like they've untethered themselves from the world. Um, Particularly if you use as a lying pod, so that's right in the ear, which seems to go more into your head, it's more direct connection. Put a piece of music in there that's very meaningful to that individual. Maybe some music they had at their wedding, something from their childhood, whatever it might be, and you see them almost literally come alive. The foot starts tapping,
Mhm.
they might start rocking, the head comes up, the eyes suddenly alert. It's literally almost miraculous. And why I feel that really quite deeply is because quite by chance, my mum, as with a lot of people towards the end of their lives, I kept getting calls from the hospital to say, I think you ought to come, your mum's got an infection, she's in the nursing home. Yeah, sorry, it wouldn't be from the hospital, it would be from the nursing home. And anyway, this call came through to me. It was Christmas Eve 2 years ago. And I was in the shop doing the big Christmas shopping for, Christmas Day. And to be perfectly honest, I nearly didn't go down to the nursing home. So I've been there so many times before, you rush down, and then
Mhm.
she was in such a state that she was always asleep. She wasn't moving, she wasn't eating, she was just asleep. And I thought, I bet this isn't the end. I've been there so many more times. But then, of course, I did go down because it's your mum, and
Your mom,
so I went
exactly.
down. And I thought, actually, it's Christmas Eve, and my mum loved Christmas, and the thing she loved most of all was over here. We have the 9 lessons and carols from King's College, Cambridge, the university. It's absolutely Christmas, and it always starts with a lone chorister's voice singing Once in Royal David City. Mum and I always used to listen to that when we made our mince pies and stuff. So I arrived just in time. I put the radio on in her room. Mum was just there, curled up, sort of asleep, as she had been for months and months and months, possibly a year really. And as this lone chorister's voice came on, she opened her eyes
Mm.
and just looked at the ceiling. It's a very small thing, but at that state of dementia, it was very moving for me. It was a very powerful moment because I knew that something had connected in my mum, and we listened together. That's all that happened, but it was very powerful. And we listened to the service together, and then I left and I drove back up to London. And then on Christmas Day, I kept in touch all the time. And then I got a call saying, I think you need to come. And I went down again, and I arrived just about 5 minutes too late. And Christmas Day, so it was kind of shift staff. It was the holiday staff, but the carer just met me in the corridor and said she's gone, and I've missed her passing. So that was really hard, but I was very comforted with the knowledge that the day before we sat and listened to that. So the power of music is amazing, and the power of lots of things are amazing, poetry, art, but there are neurological reasons why music connects so profoundly. It's to do with all the very different elements there are of music, the lyrics, the rhythm, the cadences, and the bits of the brain that they touch. Apparently, it's a bit like a tip of the tongue moment when I'd say, I've forgotten that chap's name, and people will be firing names, and suddenly they'll go, John, James, and I'll go, Jason, it's Jason. It's a bit like that. And so music fires off all these neurons, and one will fire up. And also, it's the last bits of the brain to go in somebody with dementia. So I think that was a big, big, big learning. And I wish, because I would have listened to music much more with my mum. And now people put together playlists.
Yeah.
There's charity over here, Playlist for Life. So you put together your playlist so that were you to get to that state, and even if you can't communicate, even if it's not dementia, for people to know these things that you want to listen to. Other things you might want you to know, I need always endless supplies of Earl Grey tea. That's what I'm going to need wherever I am. and I've got my list of songs. I just wish I'd known about the power of music.